One else said, I forgot, who else said regional five?
Where's it supposed to?
That's a thing showing names, not that just.
I know, just to see.
Get your attention.
Yeah, I think she knows, we went to school together, so she probably knows my hands. We're probably at the same sense of age. Same age.
That's what's wrong.
We have, but yes, it is probably.
Well, right now we have.
You don't drink water. Yeah.
No, the township has to take, but they don't. I don't want to take care of another.
Yeah, I will. That's what it is.
Well, we punched it. I've discussed so well to do. Situation. It's beautiful. Graduate
Did you guys?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Yes.
I feel like they're like
Playing on days we don't have school.
Standard, the gold
the,
standard.
yeah, where you want.
It's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then you have that long ride all the way down. I mean, you get, and you remember you take a ride and you're still going.
Yeah, there's no good way to get
And
there.
it was horrible, so up there, I mean, bad. And on the way home, wasn't so bad, I mean, at least you would see.
How would it?
It's open up.
It was like I went by.
They got it.
Bus, but-
Jason says your son's.
No, it's.
Yeah, they are.
I helped JV at first games.
So no, you don't have.
No, my daughter didn't play and, no, I coached girls. Here's the deal, I was the first who did.
Yeah.
Thank you. I bet you already got about us. All right, we gotta go. All right, well, we'll get started. We rise to the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the time scheduled for a public hearing in regards to the Parks and Rec plan. Is there any public comment to begin us off this morning? There will be another opportunity for public comment once we get into this as well, but first of all, any public comment? Nope. Okay, Lindsay, can I turn it over to you? You want to give us a some background information and so forth, please?
Okay, so we have here the draft plan for the Parks and Rec plan for the 2026 to 2030. We did get a few comments in writing, in email form from different organizations and community members. I believe you guys have a copy of those. Obviously, several of the typos and stuff. Sorry about that. I can fix easy, that's not a problem at all. Some of the other suggestions, including we can start with, you want me to go through them?
That would be
Okay.
wonderful.
Just make, if I'm not doing what you want, thank you, Tom. So I guess we'll start front with Grass River, and that's, I can update their handicap ADA amenities to include the rope trail, like, thing that they have that she described here. I did not know that they had that, so I can add that in there for sure. That's easy. And then same thing with MSU extension, it's all just simple errors that I can fix. And then we had a comment from Pam Singer, the Flyer Trail, which is the trail that they're working on to connect Central Lake and Bel Air. And it's gonna be non-motorized and follow M88. Pam Singer, I don't know who she is, I don't know if she is here, but, she has asked me to include, a policy for complete streets. I am not sure that that would be relevant in a parks plan. I did reach out to her and ask her to give me an example of it in a different parks plan if she could. And she did not supply me one, but she supplied me with like a write-up of what I could put in the parks plan. I'm not, I don't know if that has a place here, or if it should maybe be in a planning commission document or a township document. Because we don't build streets, so, but if you want it in there, I can put it in there. I don't know what Jeremy's recommendation is.
No, it's doesn't have a place for. Our parks plan is meant to be a broad scope and not
Yeah.
necessarily get into those details. It's not that we don't wanna make sure that, it speaks to the trail that they're looking to do or how it fits in with our overall plans, but ultimately. That specific item doesn't align with the trail.
Right, so, I mean, the county parks, I put in there that we are in support of the flyer trail. And if it can connect to our parks and into the parks in the future, that'd be wonderful. And the same thing with the Naquema Trail, both of them. The parks is willing to partner with them and work with them, but, beyond that, I don't know what it would look like. And I don't know that that's complete streets policy is relevant. And then the last one that we received was from Wendy McWhorter. From Elk Rapids, looks like. And, she had a couple good suggestions about the Art Rapids. But I mean, I have no problem with them putting a sign out at the road and I don't know.
Just check with zoning to make sure.
Yeah, but as long as that's fine with me. As far as an ADA path down to the beach, I know that, when I was at Elk Rapids Village meeting a couple weeks ago or last month, they had said that their Parks Committee had gotten a grant from the Rotary Club to put out a, like the rollout mat that goes out to the beach for handicap access. And then they also got a grant for, a beach wheelchair that people can borrow. So that is already live at that park, right down the street. It would take a lot of money with the way the topography is at Elk Rapids State Park, to make it ADA accessible, and then we would have to look at changing the parking to include ADA access, as well as the bathrooms that don't include ADA access currently. So I have no problem adding it as a goal if you would like me to, but, I did put in the plan to make ACNA have the handicap access, because there is no access to the bay for handicap right now on the north side of the county. And the topography, the parking is more convenient to allow for that. So that is my stance, that's my opinion on that. But otherwise, her suggestions, I'm fine with implementing. So that's what I've got.
And not all necessarily part of the plan. We're not going to probably put a banner for.
Right, I don't know if that-
Plan, but that doesn't
Right.
mean we can't.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem honoring that as long as zoning requires, but I don't know if it needs to be in the parks plan specifically. I don't know if that was a request to put it in the plan or more just a request in general. So,
No, I think, as Ms. McWhorter indicated, she's on the board of Art Rapids, and I'm sure she, communicates frequently with the village of Elk Rapids, and so 3, 4, and 5 or something. Certainly the village would be interested in as well before,
yeah, the parks would not stop them from doing that, so.
But yeah, anything we do, we need to work through the village first.
any other questions for? Any questions for the public? Lindsay? Okay, thank you very much, Lindsay, appreciate it.
If there are any further questions from public for you guys, please just email me or give me a call.
Thank you very
Be happy to answer them.
much, appreciate it. Thanks, Lindsay.
Yep.
I suspect the answer is gonna be no, but one more opportunity for public comment in this part of our, yes, ma'am.
My name is Robin Granso. I live over in Eastport on Barnes Park Road. And I'm largely in support of the Naquema Trail. My husband Eric and I are part of a group of people over there who are on the trail team. So we meet pretty often and, help do whatever we can. We have a group of people who have been, keeping up the property there. There are about 8 of us. We all live within a mile of that property. And we have, been mowing and trimming and trying to, make it look nice. Anyway, as a group, we are highly interested in doing something like what Glacial Hills has. Could there be a nonprofit that helps run that facility? If it could be a community center, or a community corner of some sort, and it will be designated as a trailhead per the TART trails. But they don't want to keep that property. It will go to Orange Lake Township or the county. Probably. That being said, Torch Lake Township doesn't seem to want any additional items to care for. And the county is already storing things there, which is handy for you. And so if it could be possible, there's this group of us that would love to talk about how could we help facilitate this as a community space and utilize this, what is actually a really cool building and not just storage, but other parts of it could be used for like classes or yoga, or the Commission on Aging might be able to use that space to do their meals. Is it Monday through Thursday or whatever they do, other senior activities over in that area. So I just wanted to put that in your minds, and I would love to talk about it. If anybody has any questions, you can contact me. Thanks.
Thank you. What else?
Howard Ferguson, I live in Forest Home Township. I read the report this morning. And I just had a couple of questions about funding. So it's my understanding that a large portion comes from the park, from Barnes Park, we get funding from that. And then we get funding from forestry, is that correct? To maintain our parks?
Okay, okay, I got the question. We'll bring Lindsay back up. That's why.
Okay.
But go ahead. Is there any?
Well, then my follow-up to that is, what is the plan in the future to make that sustainable? Because if we continue to get bigger parks and more amenities, what is the long-term plan for, keeping that funded so that we can maintain it the way we want to maintain it or improve it, like plowing maybe this little stretch here on the rail trail. So those are my questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so currently the parks are funded primarily from camping revenue garnered from Barnes Park. There is money from forestry, from sale of timber, and then in the oil and gas reserves that the county owns that can be designated for capital improvements with the approval of this board. Am I saying that correctly? Okay, I just making sure, okay. So that is how we're funded. Now, in the future for funding, I have in my, we had an annual report that we made. And one of my goals, personal goals on the annual report was to, expand different, like, what's the word, diversify our funding. So I'm looking at other ways that we can have revenue, whether it be, I mean, I think I kind of flew this by Jeremy at one point, and I haven't really sat down and really figured out how we would do it exactly, but having like a sort of volunteer, like you could be a park supporter and donate, I don't know, like a membership, you get a membership and maybe get a discount at the Barnes Park store, just to raise money, and then like maybe get a t-shirt that says I'm a supporter of Antrim County Parks or something. Some sort of membership or a club like that for park supporters that would generate some funds for specific projects. And then we're always looking for grant funding. And I just submitted one tonight for $50,000 for the ACNA schoolhouse. So that's another thing that we're always looking for. And then we do trust fund grants quite frequently as well. But long term, I mean, we can't expand at Barnes Park to get more money there. So I understand your concern if we have more parks or we have more improvements that need to be maintained. It's something that we'll have to look at. And like I said, I'm working on different ways to diversify the funding and
Well, and Lindsay, to step in here, has made great efforts to make sure that we're scheduling regular updates and maintenances to our existing parks so that, sorry. So that, we are able to handle what we have within our funding and, still save up for future, improvements.
Well, another thing to note that, ACNA, that park alone has an endowment. So that park is kind of self-contained, so the money from Barnes Park doesn't generally go towards that park because that has the revenue, the interest revenue generates about $8,000 a year for its maintenance. So you can take that, you can only use it ACNA, but that takes care of that park anyway. But, I mean, that's what we have to work with, and I do my best to keep the parks as nicely as we can with what I've got to work with, and I will keep working for different ways to get money. So,
Thank you, thank you, appreciate it. Any other comments? All right, there being no other comments, then, this public hearing is adjourned. Fifteen minutes, and we'll start again.
it's